Hello, Iwan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, we can start. This is our 4 p.m. and then we will finish at the 5 p.m. And okay, good afternoon, Iwan. That's my doctor brother, yeah.
Yes.
Because we have the same doctor father, and then okay. As I had before that we have 1 hour for this forum, and there, but I see that there is 210 registrants, and then at the moment we have 61 participants, and perhaps they will come later. And yeah, at the beginning, the registrants come from Sumatra, and then from Yogyakarta, from Papua, and also from Timor. And yeah, first of all, I will have 5 minutes for introduce about you and about the topic today's meetings, and then you can prepare, and I will speak in Bahasa Indonesia to the participant first.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And I will stream then my presentation, right? So I can share my screen and
yeah. Okay, you can try it. And ya, baik, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Bapak Ibu semuanya, hadirin partisipan untuk webinar keempat ini. Selamat datang di webinar yang ketiga bersama Iwan Gurjanow. Tema kali ini adalah Mobile Learning in Mathematics Education. Ya, jadi di sini Iwan Gurjanow adalah, ya, bisa dibilang saudara doktoral saya karena punya ayah doktoral yang sama. Beliau adalah programmer di MathCityMap, tim kami punya programmer. Iwan adalah programmernya, dan fokusnya pada pengembangan mobile learning dan gamifikasi, khususnya didaktik dan metodologi pendidikan luar ruangan. Ya, seperti yang kita ketahui, setahun yang lalu MathCityMap dapat penghargaan dari Jerman melalui program Germany The Land of Idea, dan mendapatkan penghargaan sebagai karya yang kreatif dan inovatif. Ya, sebelumnya silahkan Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita memulai diskusi dengan Iwan, silahkan mungkin barangkali sempat atau berkenan bisa menginstal MathCityMap. Barangkali nanti ada sesi yang bisa disimulasikan. Jadi silahkan nanti bisa install di App Store atau Play Store terkait dengan program, salah satu program mobile apps yang mungkin akan dibahas oleh Iwan di MathCityMap, gitu ya. Jadi nanti silahkan sambil jalan bisa sambil menginstal, dan Bapak Ibu nanti bisa memberikan pertanyaan melalui chat, bisa bahasa Indonesia, bisa dalam bahasa Inggris. Kalau bahasa Indonesia nanti tim kami akan menerjemahkan. Jadi nanti setelah 30 menit presentasi, nanti ada 5 menit untuk summary dalam bahasa Indonesia, kemudian nanti 20 menit berikutnya akan ada diskusi bersama Iwan. Ya, jadi seperti itu. Dan oke, ya saya kira sudah cukup Bapak Ibu. Nanti seperti yang kita ketahui, peserta selamat datang. Mungkin di sini ada dari UNES dan Bapak Ibu dari UNES, mahasiswa dari UNES, dan juga dari luar institusi, ada yang dari UNP, ada dari Timor, dan juga ada dari Papua, dan saya lihat juga ada dari Jogja dan beberapa tempat yang lainnya. Semoga bisa bermanfaat. Dan okay, Iwan, no, this is your turn, and we have 30 minutes for your talk, and please you can start. Okay.
Okay. I would like to start with one phrase. Halo, hadirin, nama saya Iwan Gurjanow. Okay. Yeah. I hope I said it almost well. So Adi, thank you again for inviting me. It is a really great pleasure and honor for me to speak in front of all of you. I never been to Indonesia, but as soon as the situation gets better, I will travel there, of course, and visit you personally.
Yes, of course.
I try to share my screen first. So I have my presentation. So please tell me, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thumbs up. Okay, very good. So the topic of my talk today is mobile learning and mathematics education. And as an example of mobile learning, we will talk a little bit more deeper about the MathCityMap app and web portal. I think this is a really important topic because the mobile devices are spreading a lot among the young students, and we as mathematics educators, we need to find a way how we can use it for the purpose of learning mathematics. How will I outline the talk today? So first of all, I will talk about what is mobile learning actually, and show you 2 examples of mobile learning in mathematics. And later on, the last part will be how can we as teachers or practitioners implement mobile learning while using the MathCityMap. Okay, so what is mobile learning? According to Park, using portable electronic devices to learn while on the move. That is the definition. It's a really easy definition of mobile learning. And what we can see here is that the word mobile, it has 2 meanings. The first meaning is that we are not limited to a single location anymore. So we are not limited to the classroom, but we can go to different locations that we have available. And the second meaning of mobile is, of course, mobile devices. Some say it can be also the calculator, but most of the definitions, they say mobile devices are smartphones and tablets, so the newer ones. And we have mobile and learning, and in the context of a school, we should of course focus on the formal learning. So we plan as a teachers intentional and organized mobile learning, and we try to match certain learning goals that are based within the curriculum. About mobile devices. So first of all, I think every one of you can agree that it is widely available among students, and oftentimes it is almost their most important device. So I don't know exactly about the situation in Indonesia, but in Germany, I think about 95% of the young students from grade 5 have already smartphones. So we have a great availability here. And mobile devices, they are multimodal. That means we can look at and we can create text, image, video, and audio files. We have a lot of connectivity. So the mobile phone, it is connected to the GPS system, it is connected to the internet, it can have connections via Bluetooth to different devices, and so on and so on. We have, furthermore, we have different sensors like acceleration, air pressure, and compass. So this is everything we can work with. So basically, we have a rechargeable, powerful mini computer in our pocket. So I have it right here next to me. And it makes a lot of things easier, of course, navigation, traveling, and banking. But I think we need to be honest. It makes also some things more difficult. So for many of the young people, it is very addictive. So we have social media, gaming, it is distracting. So it is not only good for the learning of mathematics, but it can also avoid learning of mathematics. So we need to find a way how we can teach young people to use the phone not only for consuming, but also for producing. What possibilities do we have to learn with mobile devices? So first of all, I think this is the most basic understanding. We can use the mobile smartphone as a medium of knowledge. So we can read information, we can search for information, we can provide information, and we can consume this information. The second one is we can use the components to actively construct something. So from the view of constructivism learning psychology, we can use, for example, the camera for creating video clips, or the microphone for creating podcasts, or the GPS sensor to mark different positions. If we have apps, educational apps, we can also interact with the apps. So for example, we can intentionally take a hint or ask the teacher through chat if we are stuck and cannot continue with working on the problem. So it's some kind of meta learning. So I know that my learning process is stuck and I decide to take a hint. And so the last one I put in brackets because it's maybe something which is not connected to going outside. We can learn about the device. So for example, how does the geolocation work? How does Bluetooth work? Sometimes it's also for computer science classes, but it's also really connected to mathematics. And the potentials for learning mathematics is, so Kearney and colleagues, they say it is the authenticity, it is collaboration, which can be realized with smartphones, and personalization. Let's have a look at what does authentic mean. So Voss, it's another colleague from Norwegian, I think. She describes a task as authentic when it matches two criteria. The first criteria is that the task has an out-of-school origin, or the object has an out-of-school origin. And the second one, it's the so-called certification. This means the object was not created for the use in the school, and there is someone, there's a professional whose task is relevant for this mathematics. So he can say, yes, this is a relevant task for my profession. I want to give you one example. So in Germany, we have, unfortunately, I didn't put a picture here, but in Germany, we have a lot of advertising pillars. These are like cylinders, and you can place advertisement on them. And this is authentic because there's someone who plans to place them and to display advertisement and to earn money of this. So if I ask for the surface area, this is authentic. But if I ask for the volume, that's not authentic because actually it has no volume because it's empty inside. So it depends on the question that I pose if it is authentic or not. And in my opinion, the most important part is that we can establish a connection between the abstract world of mathematics and the real world. I think this is the most important part that we can reach with mobile learning. A little side note here, so mobile learning is quite a big field, but when we try to really work with the environment we are in, it is called context-aware ubiquitous, I don't know how to pronounce this word, I'm sorry, learning. So it's basically a subcategory of mobile learning. Okay, then I would like to show you two examples that I have found in literature that in my opinion shows very nice how we can do mobile learning. And you will see the first one, it is called MobileMath. It is from 2010, so it's almost 10 years ago. And if you remember, I think WhatsApp was published in 2009. So it is very early. And in my opinion, they were ahead of their time at this moment. So what they created a native app using GPS features for geometry of grade 7 and 8. And it was an outdoor game for constructing parallelograms. This is how it looked like. So we have a map, and the students, they could, inside the app, press a button to place a vertex of a geometrical shape. And their task was to create different parallelograms, and they could also destroy the parallelogram of another team. So they could intersect and destroy. That was the game. And the nice thing about this, they could experience these geometrical shapes with their body. So it's some kind of embodiment. So this is basically, I already told it, they could augment the app with their shapes. And the result was that they learned a lot about geometrical shapes and at the same time were really engaged. So unfortunately, this app is not available for download anyhow. It's not published in some case, but it was published as a research article. The second one is from the year 2015. And it's about angles and angle measurement by Helen Crompton. She is from the US. You know, the Americans are very technology affine. They like technology, so that's why it's from there. And she used an app. It was called Sketchpad Explorer. It's a dynamic geometry environment, DGE. And this app, it allows to take pictures as a background for your dynamic geometry environment. So the target group, it were elementary students, and they were learning the concept of angle. The task was to go outside, take a picture of a real object and to analyze the angles with the DGE app. So this is how it looked like. In this example, they took a picture of a tree trunk, and with the program they added, so it's again augmenting reality somehow, right? They added angles and tried to learn about the properties that angles have. And basically the result is it was more or less a case study, not a huge study, so nothing empirical, but the students in the interviews, they paid a lot of attention to the mathematical properties of a triangle rather than to their visual appearance, because usually when you ask children about triangles, they say it's on their head or it's rotated, but now they were more looking on the angles inside of them. Okay. Now the question is, these were really nice examples, I think, but how can we as teachers implement mobile learning? And for this, I think MathCityMap is a really great example. How can everyone make a learning environment of mobile learning? I would like to show you first a short clip of what is actually MathCityMap, and then we will continue how we can, as practitioners, create a math trail. Hopefully this will work. But as usually, it doesn't work. But I will just quickly go to the YouTube sites. It's no problem. This is what happens when you prepare a presentation on a Windows PC and then hold the presentation on Mac. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I have found it.
MathCityMap. Within this video, we want to show you how the smartphone app MathCityMap works.
Okay.
First of all, you can choose a math
Sorry, Iwan,
trail.
we cannot see your video because I think you have to move from PowerPoint to browser.
I have to select another one probably, right?
Okay, yeah. You can stop and share another screen.
Yes. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, really nice.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show it in Indonesian or in English? We have both available. What do you think?
Yeah, English or Indonesia is okay.
Then we take Indonesia. Okay. So everyone understands.
MathCityMap. Dalam video ini, kita ingin menunjukkan kepada Anda bagaimana aplikasi smartphone MathCityMap bekerja. Pertama-tama, Anda dapat memilih jejak matematika di kota Anda. Dalam contoh ini, kita berada di Frankfurt, dan dengan pencarian jejak, kita mencari sebuah jejak di Bockenheim. Kita menemukan lokasi tugas melalui GPS. Jadi aplikasi ini menunjukkan lokasi kita sendiri dan lokasi tugas yang ditunjukkan dengan pin biru. Ketika kita menemukan objek, kita membaca instruksi tugas. Jadi dalam hal ini, aplikasi meminta kita untuk menghitung berat dari batu ini. Ini mungkin tidak terlalu mudah, jadi kita memiliki 3 petunjuk yang telah disiapkan sebelumnya. Misalnya dalam tugas ini, petunjuknya adalah tentang bentuk batu. Dengan petunjuk ini, kita bisa menyelesaikan tugasnya. Kita harus mengukur objek dan menghitungnya. Jadi kasus ini lebih banyak tentang mengukur dan membuat model dari bentuk batu ini. Setelah itu, kita melakukan penghitungan berdasarkan hasil pengukuran dan memeriksa solusinya. Ternyata 12 adalah solusi yang salah, tapi kita diperbolehkan untuk mencoba lagi. Periksa kembali solusi kita. Ini tidak sempurna, tapi oke. Dan kita menerima poin. Karena jawaban belum sempurna, kita perlu melihat contoh solusi dan melihat apa yang penulis lakukan untuk menjawabnya. Ini adalah bagaimana MathCityMap bekerja dan kami berharap Anda senang dalam mengeksplorasi matematika di luar ruangan.
Okay. So I think you got an impression on how the app basically works and how the students work together in a group of 3. So they use the app to find the task, to measure, to calculate, and then they have a result, and they can ask the app to provide feedback or to get a hint. And I will now switch back to my presentation. Okay, here we go again. What is this? I just closed the group chat. So what is MathCityMap? MathCityMap is a project that combines the idea of mathematics trails, so going outside and doing mathematics at the real object, with mobile learning. It is for teachers, for students, for families, and generally for all people who like mathematics. The first concept was created by Matthias Ludwig in 2013. And the app in its current form was released the first time in 2016. I think Adi already worked with a pre-form in 2015, right, in Semarang.
Yeah.
And after 4 years, so now in 2020, we have about 30,000 downloads of the app. And you saw already in the video that every download of the app, there are 3 students together. So we can just calculate a little bit. There are about 100,000 students who used MathCityMap to walk a math trail. And I think, so it's worldwide. It's worldwide, of course. I think that's already great. So we have a lot of people doing mathematics trails with MathCityMap. That's a big award for us. And the best thing about it, everyone can create a math trail with MathCityMap. I think that's the biggest plus here. So we have, on the left side, you see we have a website for teachers to create. And on the right side that you saw on the video, we have an application for the students to run the math trail. And right now, I would like to show you live how you can create a math trail using the MathCityMap web portal. So live demonstration. Now I need again to change my view. So it's Google Chrome and MathCityMap. Let's make it full view. So this is the homepage of MathCityMap. It is called mathcitymap.eu. We have a lot of languages available, also Indonesian, German, English, what you prefer. And the web portal, you can go just here on this big tile. This is where the magic happens. First of all, as you can see here, you need to have a user account to be able to create a mathematics trail. If you don't have any, so you can just click here, sign up, and you can just create one very quick. I have one already, so I just click sign in. I'd like to minimize it here. I would like to show you today 2 things. The first one is, of course, you can use mathematics trails that have been already created by other people. So if I would like to know if there are any trails in Semarang already, I just enter here Semarang. So it's loading. And now you go to the routes tab here. And of course, now I'm in the subview my routes. I don't have any routes here, but there are a lot of public routes. So we can see we have 13 public routes in Semarang. And I think I wanted to show you one of them. It was the latest. I think this was this one here. If you found a trail that you like, you can just click on open. And on the map on the right, you can see these are the different tasks of the trail. And here you have some information. So it's created by Adi. And it has 7 tasks. and we can have just a quick look in it. We click one. You probably now understand it better than me. I don't know what exactly this task is about, but the object looks really nice. So I can imagine it's about some geometry. We have in the tasks, we have always a sample solution, and as you saw, you can get immediate feedback. So you need also some kind of numerical solution to the task, and you can give up to 3 hints. So we have here hint 1 and hint 2, and something about the object. And then you can just go ahead and click the next task. So as a teacher, I would first go and have a look at the different trails that you have, take a look at the tasks, and decide which one you want to use. But sometimes, of course, there is no trail near you. So you want to create one at, I don't know where you are located. I will create one today in Frankfurt. So this is where I am. I click here this little geolocation icon. It will just take me very quick to my position. And now I go back. If we want to create a math trail, we need to start with creating tasks first. So a math trail without tasks is no real math trail, right? So I go to the task section and create new task. So here, new task. Today it's a little bit slow. Maybe that's because of Zoom, I don't know. New task. And you can see here, it's an empty form and you have the possibility to enter just any information. I have prepared a quite easy task. It's maybe for primary students. So we have a mailbox. It looks like this. I select an image. This is the mailbox here in Germany. And the task will be about how many times a week does the postman empty the box. So it's very basic. One nice feature is that if you take a picture with your phone, the phone saves the geolocation of the image, and you can the web portal uses the geolocation to make a position for the task. So it places it here. It's really nice. So the name will be mailbox. And the task will be how many times a week does the mailbox get emptied. In this case, we have different types how the solution could look like. So we can have an interval of solutions. Every time when you measure something, you should make an interval, because when you go and measure outside, there will be always some little error. Okay, so we have to take this into account. Here we can exactly say how many times a week it does get empty, so we can say an exact value. But of course, you could make also multiple choice questions. So you have here 4 options, and can up to 4 can be correct of them. We have the answer is 16 in our case. And for the sample solution, you can decide, you can provide a text or also an image. So if you have done your calculations with pen and paper, you can just take a picture of this and upload it to the web portal. In this case, my sample solution image will be a close-up of the post box. So here you can see it gets from Monday to Friday, it gets empty 2 times per day. So this is my sample solution. Now I could provide some hints if I would like. The hints can be of the type text, picture, or video, and you can make up to 3 hints. But for this showcase, I won't bother you with typing now. I will just quickly show you what kind of fields we have. You can write something about the object. For example, if you have an ancient statue that you want to write about, you can provide some historical facts about it. Then you can create for which school grade it should be. In this case, it's only counting actually, or addition, so it's maybe for grade 2. And sometimes you need also tools like measuring tape, chalk, calculator. In this case, I don't need any. For the text, we have here counting. This is like a classification of the task. We have counting and the mailbox. And the name and the email is filled automatically with the data that you have provided when you registered for the web portal. So I can click create now. It loads a little bit and now it is done. This is how the task now looks like. 16, there are no hints. And I would like to create another task because a trail of one task is boring. So let's have at least 2 tasks, right? So I click new task again. And this time I would like to show you another feature which makes it really easy to create tasks. We have a so-called task wizard with different mathematical topics, and the wizard provides templates that are already pre-filled. So you have a lot of the hints, they are already given. I want to make a task about the volume of a fountain. So how many liters of water are inside the fountain. So I select volume mass, and the object is the pond. My pond is cylindric. And the goal is to calculate the volume of the pool. Right now, you need to provide some measurements for the system to calculate the solution. I have already been there, and I know that the radius is 2.5 meters and the depth is 30 centimeters, so 0.3. I click on apply. And what you see now, all the fields, they are already filled. So volume of the fountain, how many liters of water are inside the fountain. Also, the solution is already filled, and even the sample solution is here, and we have some hints with a hint image, for example. So it's really nice and really quick to create tasks this way. The only thing that I need is now the position and an image of the object. I have, of course, prepared something. So this is my pond in the city center. I click on upload. And this time I won't use the geolocation, but I want just to place it manually here. It is not the right location, but it's just more closer to the other task. So I click on create. Okay, now we have the second task done, as you can see. And the last thing that I want to show you is how we can combine these 2 tasks to form a new trail. And at the end, we will use this trail with the app. So I go again for the routes and click on the new route tile. The title will be, I think it was online lecture series number 3. We can provide again a title image here so that it looks really nice on the phone. This is the old opera of Frankfurt. Upload. So this is basically where the picture was taken, but my math trail will be in the city center, so I place it here. From the position when you're clicking inside the map, the system will automatically fetch the country and the city. So if you click in Indonesia somewhere, it should directly say it's Indonesia and the right city. And now I need to write something about this trail. This trail was created for demonstration. Below you find some settings. You can enable them or disable, and it modifies the way how the app will be working. If you want to know what the settings are doing, just click this icon here. So gamification, if this option is disabled, no points will be rewarded for solving tasks. But we leave everything by default. I click create, and now I have an empty trail, okay? And the last thing I need to do is to add my 2 tasks to this empty trail. Add the tasks. You see, okay, now I have a lot of tasks here that were created recently, and it's not so easy to find the right tasks maybe, but we have a filter section. So I just filter by the period of time, last week, so just now created, and you see the results are now limited to the 2 tasks that we have. I click on a task and click on add to add it to the trail. Now I have 2 tasks in my trail. This little blue box, it marks that this is the part of the map that will be downloaded to your phone. In this case, I am done. If you want, you can also switch the direction or change the direction of the trail by using drag and drop, just this way. If you are done, you click on yes. And now we need to wait a little bit. This can take up to like 3 minutes. So don't panic if nothing works in this moment, because the map needs to be internally on the server side prepared for the application to be used. So just we will have a quick look there. Right now, you can already prepare your smartphones. If you have downloaded the MCM app, we will now try to access this trail that I have created. So I need to note my the number. Then what you need to know is that the trails, when you create them, they are by default, they are not public. So not everyone can access them, but they are private. To access them with the MathCityMap app, you need this little code here. So you can note this code down. It's 272638. Okay. I just wait a little moment for you to note it down. And now I switch to my app. So I have connected my smartphone here and so that I can show you how you can use the app to access this trail now. So it's full screen. Now we have this code 272638. You just click on the top right on add trail on the plus. And now you can enter the code 272638. Add. And you see, trail with the title Online Lecture Series number 3 was successfully added. I hope it works for you too. I cannot see you, so I cannot have any feedback right now, but we'll have this maybe in the discussion later. I click on OK, and to use this trail, you first go on the left button to download it. So it's here, this one. It downloads the map data and the images, and now you go to the bottom and click the Start Trail. So now you see the 2 tasks that we just created. It's very quick and they're inside your phone. You can go outside and do mathematics there. So if I click on the task, the mailbox, your answer was 16. Oh no, 16. Check. Yes, that's right. Hooray, it works. Okay. Basically, this was it. And I will switch back to my presentation. And I would like to thank you for your attention. I hope I could show you how you can use MathCityMap, or to give you an idea how you can use MathCityMap to implement mobile learning yourself anywhere you are. So basically you are not dependent on any location, right? That's the great thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Iwan, for the explanations. Very clear, and also not only the theory but also about how to practice. But I think this is not. This is just some of the feature of the MathCityMap portal, and we have to practice in detail with training for the educator, for example. And perhaps you can visit Indonesia and then go to some islands, and we can.
Would be really nice. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and there is some of the questions about this the MathCityMap. Yeah, perhaps at the beginning you explain about the mobile learning, and also some of the result of the work from Paul Dreyfus, I think, from Netherlands, Utrecht. Yes,
Yeah.
and then and then there is some of the question. Can you show this question?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, yeah, there is some of the questions. The first is from Bu Nining. Bu Nining is our team, MathCityMap team, start from 2040. They practice in our projects, joining our research in Indonesia. This is Bu Nining from SMB. Yeah, this is the question. The first, can you show?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
I just need to read it. 1 minute.
Okay. Yes.
It's not so short question.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the practice of
Yes.
MCM in Germany? Yes, I understand this, and I fully agree. I think that going outside only on the schoolyard, it's already good, but it's not so interesting. That's right, because the students already know it a lot. So what we try to do is we try to find a good, safe place. So for example, we have the campus of West End, and there's not a lot of public traffic, for example. There are no cars. It's more like a park. And we try to make a lot of trails there and to invite school classes there. But yes, of course, you have also in Germany big cities where it's quite dangerous to go outside with a lot of cars. But I think you should not endanger the students, but just sometimes you have no possibility other than to go to the schoolyard. But if you have a nice park, a safe harbor maybe, or a river, then I would prefer to go there, of course. I hope this answers this question.
Yeah, because this because there is I think the environment in Indonesia and also in Germany it's different, and we have the different obstacle, and Matthias know well about Indonesia, about Semarang, and this is the reason we have
and maybe what I can also say is that there are some laws in school. It's not so easy and straightforward to go outside with students. So you have to go to the how do you call it, director of the school first. You have to apply to go outside. You have to make sure how you will get there. You need to make sure how you will return. Maybe you need even parents to accompany you. So it's not, also in Germany, not that easy, but it's doable.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So the practice of the MathCityMap in Germany. Hopefully, this answer the question from Kunining Sulistianingsih. This is the headmaster of the junior high schools in the city of Semarang. Okay, and this is from Pak Bambang Rianto for this mobile learning. This is using modeling problem in classroom learning. Yeah, this is related with the problem of the modeling. Yeah, okay.
Modeling problems in classroom learning. So yes, so in this case, when you use mobile devices for modeling problems in classroom, it can also be seen as mobile learning because you are using mobile devices, right? But in my opinion, it is the best case to also to really go outside and connect to the reality outside. But what you can, of course, you can go outside, collect information on the object, and then you go inside and continue modeling with the information that you have collected with the mobile learning. Yes, it's possible.
Okay. Yeah, this is related to the mobile learning and modeling. This is related because the traditional characteristic of mathematics in Germany is the mathematical modeling. I think this is Matthias, Senia also.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, this is about the.
This is one of 6 competence. So modeling is one of 6 competencies in schools, in mathematics classes in schools, and we can work on the modeling competencies with going outside, yes, and using mobile device.
Okay, yes, and then for the next is mobile learning suitable for all mathematics topics. Yeah, okay, this is related to the topics in mathematics.
From my opinion, the more creative so in the beginning, the people are very limited to geometrical topics. So it's always about shapes, volumes, areas, lengths. This is all they know when they go outside. But as you continue your travel outside, doing outside mathematics, you see even more. You see combinatorics, you see probabilities, you see linear functions, quadratic functions. So I would say for the lower secondary school, you can do almost anything. But for the higher secondary, with calculating the extreme points and stuff like this, it gets more difficult, of course.
Yeah. Yes, but it's the common is geometry. I think there's a lot of.
Yes, it's in the beginning, but if you start to look for other ideas of others, so we have a great partner, Christian Mercard from France, and he has a lot of great ideas. So for the beginning, I recommend to just have a look what do the others do, right?
Okay. Yes, and I think the portal that have a task wizard. I think you can use it.
Yes,
we can use it. Yeah. Okay, and then for the next is from Pak Didi. Explain us about the benefit of outdoor mathematics method using mobile learning for students. This is beneficial of the mobile outdoor mathematics. Okay.
Developing curriculum. Okay, these are some questions in one, let's say. So for students, let's start with students. Outdoor mathematics method using Mathe for students. The benefits. If we go outside, so just going outside has already a lot of benefits, at least if your area is safe, let's say this way, because you can not only see the object, but you can touch it, you can feel it, you can experience it with all your senses. And there were some studies that showed that these experiences can be remembered a long time. So even adults, they can remember how they went to a zoo or somewhere with their class. So it's so one benefit would be that the experience that they make, also mathematically, will be remembered for a long time. This is, in my opinion, that's the main experience or the main advantage that we have. For the teachers, of course, for the teachers, it is, let's say that way, they have more preparational work to do to go outside, because you have to think of a lot of things. But in the time where the pupil are learning, you are like accompanying, so you don't have this much pressure as in a normal mathematics class. You're just accompanying some groups and helping them to actively learn. So we know from learning psychology that people learn better if they have the possibility to construct their knowledge, not only to consume. So I think this is and we as teachers, of course we want our students to learn, so that's why it's helping it. And developing the curriculum. Okay, this is maybe a more difficult question because I was never in the position to develop a curriculum. Okay. But I know a study. Maybe this does not answer 100% the question, but it's like an anecdote. Yeah, I know a study from Washington, from America, and they have schools that have an environmental focus. So they in their lessons they learn about the environment. They go regularly outside in any class, not only in mathematics, and then they take the same tests as the other schools do it. So it's a state test, and usually they perform better than all the other schools. So it's maybe for the curriculum, it's a way to reach your goals.
Okay, yeah, this is about the curriculum. Yeah. Okay, I think there is a lot of questions, questions, but so I think
you can select one. But it's
okay. Perhaps you can select which question you will answer. I think.
I need to read them very quick.
Yes. And then the other question you can answer, and then I will upload on the website. Yeah.
So we can go to question number 7, maybe. How to assess students' thinking processes working on problems using this MCM application? Okay, this is a very good question, because I don't think you can access thinking processes at all, not even in class. So this is something that is hidden in the head, of course. But what we have is we have a tool that is called the digital classroom, and it allows us that the teacher can chat with the student, and the student can send him, for example, the solution as an image. So he can, you could ask the students to make good sketches of their solutions and to make a picture of it and to send it to you while you are sitting somewhere else. So you have, at least you have the access to, I would not call it thinking processes, but their result that they made with their, yeah. But it's a, of course, I would prefer to access directly the thinking.
Okay. Yes, so the thinking process working. Okay.
Yeah.
Another question.
Here, number 6, this is a really nice question. How can we apply the MCM in such condition of COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes.
Yes, of course, we are in the same situation right now. And what we did was, we called it MathCityMap at home. So basically, we go away from this idea of really going outside, but we use the MathCityMap digital classroom. So a teacher, inside this digital classroom, the teacher can track the progress of the students. And he, as I said before, the student can send audio and image files, and we use this feature as some kind of replacement of mathematics classroom. So it's not the best replacement, but we have some things that we can offer, at least. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So maybe question number 8: are all the problems in MCM related to national curriculum and the level of difficulty? What you have to know about the problems in MCM is that they can be created by anyone. So if Adi creates questions in Indonesia, hopefully he will make them in adjustment to the curriculum of Indonesia. When we create them here, of course, we are orientating our questions with the national curriculum in Germany. So you have, we have a review system where we take a look at the different tasks to say if they match the criteria of MCM or not, but we cannot be 100% sure that they are always right. And for middle school or high school, it depends, I would say. So we have primary, middle, and high school tasks. Everything is here.
Okay.
Yeah. I was reading question number 13 because I like number 13 just.
13, yeah.
Yes, how we can send a task just only for our students. So thank you first that you think that the app is useful. That's very good.
Yeah.
Explain.
Okay.
So what we did in the, so for the first question, how we can use MathCityMap only to send the task to our students. So what we did at the end was I created a trail that had 2 tasks inside that were from me. And you were my students, so to say, so I gave you this code 272638. And this way, only you had access to this trail. So it was not public, not anyone could have access to this trail. Could everyone use MCM? Yes, I think everyone can use MCM and should use MCM, why not? Could we use many topics in mathematics? Exactly, yeah. The MathCityMap, especially the web portal, is created this way that you can create tasks anywhere on the world where you're located. So you can create any task that you have in mind in your country, and if you really like the task, you can make it public so others can also use it. But in the beginning, they're always private.
Okay.
What is the area size limit that can be used for an activity package? The area size limit is, I think, 4 square kilometers.
4 square kilometers. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 2 times 2.
2 times 2.
Yes, unfortunately we had to introduce a size limit because we had a change of technology. But maybe in the future we will have no size limit when everyone has really good internet. Then we don't need to download anything anymore.
Okay. Yes, because Pak Bavo, Mr. Bavo, and Mr. Miftahuddin is our team. This is MathCityMap Indonesian team in Semarang, and we have planned to create the MathCityMap that we can use the bicycle or motorcycle not only in one place, but we can to move to another place.
Okay, maybe this will be at this time not possible, but of course you can just write us your idea, and we can find or work on a solution to this.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so yes, right now, question number 15, the MCM application seems to be only for mathematics. You are right. It's also interesting for other lessons. We had already the idea to make an extension of MathCityMap to other topics, but we could not manage to find good partners in the different topics. So that was our problem, because we are all mathematics educators, and when we try to start create biology tasks, it will be not so good, I think.
Yeah.
So this is what we are waiting for good partners with the different tasks.
Yes. Okay, I think there is still a lot of the question in the chatting room, but I think we have the limitation of the team, and perhaps we can send the question if you that I will send the question, and then we can answer the question, and then when we can upload in the website. Yes. I think it's better. Yeah.
Maybe you can share it as a Google Doc, and then I can just when I have time, I can just. Or maybe you have also a lot of knowledge about it, and you can also add some.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think this is very interesting, but we have the limits of the time that we have the 1 hour, and of course, there's the reason that we have to meet again in the near future, and then we can discuss in the trainings. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then. Do you have any student that you can talk to the educator from Indonesia? Perhaps you can give some of the messages on others.
First, I would like to thank for all the questions, because the questions, they show that you are already inside this topic, and you already thought really hard about it, and maybe worked already with it. And for me, it is, as I'm still quite young, and for me, it's really nice to see that all the world is somehow connected, and we have all some different problems, but also a lot of the same problems that we are working together. And I just hope that I could show you that we are trying to innovate a little bit the mathematics education in Germany, also to going forward with digitalization. And we are, of course, looking forward from your experiences. So if you make really good experiences also with MathCityMap, or you have ideas, please feel free to contact us, because this is how we get better and better with the time.
Okay, thank you, Iwan, for your sprechen, and then this is very interesting, and this is very beneficial, and hopefully there is the development of the user of the MathCityMap in Indonesia, because we have the MathCityMap team in Indonesia, and we will conduct some of the trainings, and if you like, you can join with us to give some of the trainings topics and others. Yeah, and of course we are waiting for
Maybe one thing I can say, in the last time we have been creating YouTube tutorials. They are, of course, about how to use the MathCityMap web portal. Right now they are in English, but we will try to create subtitles in a way that you know that YouTube and Google, they are very good at translating right now already.
Yes.
So the thing is that we need to do is to create really good subtitles, and then you can use it also for learning how to use MCM. But let's say 1 month or 2 months we will have this. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Very nice. And then we suggest for the MathCityMap, and hopefully there's we have the lot of the improvement of the MathCityMap start from the 2013, and then right now this very great and very good, and this proved to be part of the MathCityMap, and greeting for the MathCityMap teams in Frankfurt and also in France and also in Portugal. Actually next month we hopefully we will meet, but we have the problem and the condition there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, again, thank you very much for your talk, Iwan. And I will unmute for all the participants, and the applause. And please, Bapak Ibu, silakan bisa tepuk tangan untuk mengucapkan update.
Halo.
See you next time. And
Thank you.
morning, thank you. And this is
Thank you.
Thank you. You, Mister.
This is Indonesian style money. Terima kasih Bapak Ibu semuanya, kenal
sama-sama Pak.
Sama kami dan semoga bermanfaat untuk hanya. Terima kasih di sini. Mohon maaf tidak bisa menyapa satu persatu untuk Bapak Ibu. Sampai jumpa di pertemuan berikutnya. Insya Allah nanti ada pertemuan di sesi yang keempat bersama teman dari Jerman juga. Nanti baik Bapak Ibu, untuk pertemuan berikutnya ada lecture series keempat. Insya Allah nanti di pertemuan berikutnya akan membahas tentang matematika murni rencana. Jadi hari ini kita bahas pendidikan matematika, untuk pertemuan berikutnya topologi dan geometri. Jadi nanti ada teman dari Jerman yang akan menyampaikan, dan silakan mungkin bisa ditunggu informasinya. Dan bagi Bapak Ibu di situ di chatroom sudah ada informasi tentang sertifikat. Bagi Bapak Ibu yang berkenan ingin mendapatkan, silakan Bapak Ibu bisa mengecek grup chat yang ada di Zoom ini. Silakan ada link yang Bapak Ibu bisa akses barangkali Bapak Ibu membutuhkan atau memerlukan sertifikat. Sampai ketemu di pertemuan berikutnya. Jika ada pertanyaan atau mungkin ada yang perlu disampaikan, silakan bisa hubungi kami di MathCityMap Team Indonesia dengan saya atau dengan beberapa teman yang lainnya. Ya, saya kira seperti itu Bapak Ibu semuanya, dan sampai jumpa, dan jam 5. Terima kasih untuk kuliah daring, ada Pak Zuhair, ada Pak David,
Umbrella.
dan semuanya ya.
Terima kasih Mas Adi.
Sama-sama, terima kasih. Saya tutup dan silakan. Nanti selamat berbuka puasa untuk Bapak Ibu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Iya, bisa.